Have you been told that because of your opioid addiction history, you'll never qualify for life insurance? The truth is, that's not always the case. In fact, many people in recovery can get life insurance coverage. The key is understanding how insurance companies evaluate addiction history, treatment, and knowing what factors matter most. In this video, I'll explain how life insurance companies look at opioid addiction, what can help you qualify, and what your options might be if you've been denied in the past. Hi, I'm John Barnes, CFP professional and independent insurance broker. Welcome to the Barnes Torming Insurance Podcast. If you're searching for life insurance with a history of opioid addiction, you're not alone. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear is that past addiction automatically disqualifies someone from coverage. Fortunately, that's simply not true. Life insurance companies don't just look at your past, they focus heavily on your current situation, recovery history, and overall health. Let's break down what that means. When you apply for life insurance, insurers are trying to assess risk. In terms of life insurance, underwriters assess the risk of you passing away too soon. If you have an opioid addiction history, then naturally your risk is much higher than someone who doesn't. If you've had an opioid addiction history, underwriters usually want answers to a few important questions. How long have you been sober? Have you completed treatment? Have there been any relapses? Are you currently using any opioid medications? Do you have any related health conditions? The single most important factor is often the amount of time you've been in recovery. Generally speaking, the longer you've maintained sobriety, the more favorable your life insurance options become. Someone who has been sober for several years will typically have access to better rates and more insurance companies than someone who recently completed treatment. One mistake people sometimes make is trying to hide their addiction history. Don't do it. Insurance companies have access to medical records, prescription databases, and the results of any required medical exams. They are going to find out, so it is best to be upfront with your broker and let him or her know about your addiction history. However, let's say you are able to hide your opioid addiction history and you are approved for life insurance. If information is omitted or misrepresented, it could cause problems for your beneficiaries later if they have to make a death claim. Being honest allows your broker to place you with the carrier that's most appropriate for your situation. And remember, insurance companies see addiction history every day. You're not the first person they've evaluated. Many people think that having a previous opioid addiction prevents you from getting life insurance. That is not true. Many people can. Here is what qualifies you for life insurance. If you've demonstrated stability in recovery, maintained sobriety for 5 years or longer, and have otherwise good health with no comorbidities, traditional underwritten term or permanent life insurance may be available. The big question here is, what does sobriety mean? It means not being on any treatment, and that includes medication-assisted treatment like Suboxone. If you take a medication like Suboxone, carriers will decline you because they consider it as current treatment. However, you can still get life insurance. I'll talk about this later. If you qualify for underwritten life insurance, expect to pay higher rates. I know other brokers may say that you could qualify for standard rates, but that is highly unlikely when it comes to a past opioid addiction. But many applicants are surprised to learn they're eligible for coverage even if they don't receive a standard rating. The goal isn't necessarily perfection. The goal is obtaining meaningful protection for your family. If you've been declined or you have been sober for less than 5 years, this isn't the end of the road. We have many guaranteed issue life insurance plans offering $50,000, $100,000, and higher. You have to be working 20 hours or more in gainful employment and answer some pre-qualifying questions which center around terminal illnesses. So you should qualify just fine for these. These are great policies that can provide some coverage in the meantime while you go through treatments and qualify for something better. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's this. A history of opioid addiction does not automatically mean you're uninsurable. You can get life insurance. Recovery matters, time matters, your overall health matters, and most importantly, there are often more options available than people realize. If you're in recovery, have been sober for 5 years or longer, and looking for life insurance, don't assume the answer is no before you've explored your options. If you are still taking a medication to treat your opioid addiction, or if it has been less than 5 years of sobriety, we have guaranteed issue life plans available. You are closer to a life insurance policy than you think. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more life insurance insights, and visit yesjohncan.com for additional resources and personalized guidance. If you have an opioid addiction history and liked what you heard, contact me. I would be honored to help you find the life insurance you need. Thanks for watching.